with all that being said, Sirianni doesn't want to go into detail why he decided to go for it on fourth, but then I wonder what his decision was when he went for the 60-yard field goal. It's just not adding up. Let's get Garry Cobb in here. Guy who's been on the field and been in situations. Let me start with Nick with you. Wait, Garry, let's start with the good. Your takeaway. Hey, your takeaways from the game.
Well, I thought the Eagles, they showed a lot of heart. I mean, even though you had these negative things defensively, come on. Jalen Carter, dude, that's what I'm talking about. He just was he was coming. You had Davis. This is the reason you guys were drafted number one. This is what we want to see. Now, you're not going to be maybe as effective each week, but this is the kind of fire that you need to play with. They were playing determined because they had been embarrassed. They had been embarrassed, and they went down there with a chip on their shoulder, and that's the way you're supposed to show up to play. These guys are playing at the level, of their talent. Jalen Carter is a special player. He was showing it. He was giving them trouble with everything, regardless of how they tried to block him. He was coming every time. I mean, they were playing with the kind of passion that you want to see. And I got to take my hat off because the defense, come on. The defense showed up the first 2 weeks. Come on. It was horrible. Just running through them and everything. But you had those guys playing with some passion. And a lot of it was the big boys up front. You saw a pass rush. That's the way you're supposed to show up to play. That's got to be every week. Now, you might not be as effective on everything, but you're playing with, look, where after the game, the guys you played against, these dudes was playing, man. But before that, you can't be just going through the motions, man. Come on. And so that's what was the biggest change, because if they hadn't got that, if New Orleans had been able to run on them like they've been able to run on everybody else, come on. Eagles would have got blown out. And then with the help of Nick, with some of the stupid stuff, man, what are you doing? Anyway, I'll get into that. But
hey, Garry, I mean, just to emphasize what you said about the defense, man, I mean, were you shocked that it wasn't really a personnel except for one thing? How important was it to bench Bryce Huff and put Brandon Graham out there on the edge?
Yeah, you're right.
To me, that looked like the entire difference of the football front four was the fact that they put Huff, and get this, Bryce Huff is back to being in the position he was when he was in New York, getting the less amount of reps, put him in situationals for him to get a shot, but he's been non-existent. But how important was that move that Vic made by putting him out there on the edge?
It was very important. And, Brandon came and he was having an effect on the game. He was having an effect on the passer. And, clearly Derek Carr showed up, man. Derek Carr was not comfortable. They didn't let him get comfortable.
Yeah.
And come on, that's the way you're supposed to play defensively, is you let the quarterback, and you're talking to him during the game anyway. You let them know, look, get used to this, dude. We're going to be showing up every play. There are going to be guys coming from everywhere. You got guys down there, your legs, guys grab. That's the way. You don't let the quarterback get comfortable. He's in his house. He was not comfortable. You see the way he went through the whole game. He was rushing passes. They never let him get comfortable. And that's the difference. In those previous games, New Orleans had run the ball very effectively. Carr was back there patting the ball. He got no pressure on him. And most quarterbacks, only the great ones are able to play under that pressure and still be effective. Most quarterbacks, they cannot take that type of heat. And you see, he was not the same quarterback. And really the difference in the game, if the Eagles' defensive line had played the way they played on the first 2 weeks, they would be, 1-2. It wouldn't even been close. They would have been 1-2 because the way the offense was struggling with some of its issues. But because they showed up and specifically that defensive line, and they came out and they refused to be blocked. You know, they came in with an attitude, and that's the way they got to show up every week. I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to check what they ate before the game. I don't, or who knows? Maybe they got some wind too. Maybe they got to some of their significant others and told them, look, we're going to have some bad news because folks is going to be out of work.
Hey, them checks ain't going to be direct deposited every Tuesday. If we don't turn this thing around, them wives probably got in their asses going, you better get out there and play your ass off because somebody got to somebody.
Somebody got to somebody, you know. They got the message through, and that's the way they got to show up. Now, I've seen that out of Carter, but this is the first time we saw this out of Davis.
Yeah.
With him coming like that. I mean, and the big fella shows, come on. You think he liked the big fella landing on him like that? You know, come on. Carr was saying, hey, man, what quarter are we in?
Yeah. That wasn't – yeah, you don't want that shit on you here. Hey, let me get the Hurts here. I want to ask you about this here. So here's a stat about Jalen Hurts since Shane Steichen's no longer been in the coordinator's room here. Since Shane Steichen, he's averaged 231 yards a game. His touchdown to interceptions are 26 touchdown passes, 19 interceptions. His passer rating is 88. His giveaways are 26, which leads the National Football League since Shane was the offensive coordinator. I know he gutted it out, and I know he played. There was a lot of injuries in that game. There were a lot of positives that you could take away.
Yeah.
But so far, do me this. Give me what you saw yesterday and tell me how you think he's playing so far in the first 3 weeks. Because, boy, I'll tell you what, you're second in the NFL right now to Will Levis when it comes to turnovers. You're tied with Anthony Richardson for turnovers in the league right now. I mean, this is not like Nick said today at the press conference. It's not sustainable.
It's unacceptable. You know, you're not going to win. You're going to be home. You won't even make the playoffs. You keep on turning the ball over like this because
they'll catch up.
Next to the score of the game, the number of turnovers, who wins the turnover battle is the closest thing to telling you who wins the game. Next to the score, the turnover battle. So they've gotten away with it. Come on, they got 2 games that they have won and they lost the turnover battle. They cannot expect that's going to happen. And the big thing Jalen's got to do is look, now that throw down in the end zone, some people are saying, hey, you know, Devontae should have protected it. Yeah, he should have. But still, he's covered. Okay, I mean, he was covered. He wasn't open, you know. So, maybe you throw that with AJ, you know, but of course, AJ earlier in the season, he slipped. You know, come on. We can't be taking that kind of chance when we already got 3 points. You know, we don't need to be just throwing it up. Now, if it's the kind of ball where you're putting it up high and you got a big guy like AJ and it's up in the corner and he's running, you know, and both of them going to fight for the ball, that ball's not going to be picked off normally. But if you got a situation where a guy is, you know, he's got his feet set, meaning the DB is looking this way, it's very easy for him to break in front of the receiver. You can't make that throw. And then, of course, the other play where he's carrying the ball with one hand, come on. He knows he's not supposed to be doing that. You can't have that ball in one hand like that because if somebody does come, a defensive lineman is going to get that ball out. So he's capable of playing better, but he cannot turn the ball. He knows better than that, you know, and he knows he's got to do that. I thought he did some good things in the game. They executed some good plays. He's getting the ball, you know. I mean, Dallas got it. Oh, man, wow. I didn't even know was he still on the team?
Hey, 10 catches, 170. I mean, you're talking Gronk stuff here.
Now, see, this is the thing that I wanted to say before is that, like, before the game, you got to have the coach, and this should be well before the game. Look, we are not the same team without A.J. Brown, okay? We're not the same team. We're not going to be up and down the field. That's not what we're expecting. We want to go into the game because we are not full strength. So if we don't have him, okay, we're playing differently. We are going to take 3 points when we got 3 points. Come on, man. We're not the same team. Now, maybe even though I wouldn't like it with AJ Brown too. But if we got AJ Brown, we're looking at it. You know what? We expect we're going 35 to 40 points every game when we're full strength. We're not full strength, dude.
And you lost half your old line.
And you lost half your whole line. Come on, man. You're going like, dude, what are you? Is he smoking something over there, man? Did he come in and get a draft with some of the people at, let's say, a certain part of the stadium that were over there getting full?
How dare you, Gary? How dare you, Garry Cobb, indict the Saints fans?
Hey,
oh no, I've smelled it in there before too. I get it. I know what the Superdome smells like.
Hey, some of them he was walking in, and some of the fans were over there getting full. You know, and they wonder why they up there smiling. I mean, what is? I mean, and at the half, what are you doing? You don't take the three. No. We want to get 2 shots to throw the ball in the end zone, meaning like they're not on the 1-yard line. We're on like the 12-yard line, and you're not going to take the 3. Hey, coach, dude, I don't know. Either it's something you're smoking, something you're inhaling, some kind of medicine you're taking. You need to get off that medicine. Because, come on, Hall of Fame coaches, come on. You show me one that would have done that.
On the road.
On the road, I mean,
in that place,
we got nothing. We don't have any points. We could at least tie the game. We see this is going to be a defensive struggle, and we won't take 3 points.
Garry, let me ask you this. How much do you think that the direction of ownership and the general manager plays into his aggressiveness? Because I asked this, Doug had the battle winning games just like that, 18-15, going and having these crazy Monday meetings why they won a game like that. And then you just look, when I look at, they don't use applied analytics. They just use analytics and think that that's the way to go. And I'm looking at that. It's like not having a feel for the game and the over aggressiveness. Doug Peterson's an aggressive coach, but Nick looks like a reckless aggressive coach. Am I wrong when I say that? That he just looks reckless.
Your defense, I mean, you go into the game, your defense is playing well. You know, you're down 3-0. You tie the game. You know, because pretty much you're thinking from what you saw in the first half, you're probably thinking, I don't think either one of us is going to get to 20. You're thinking that way. So, you know, it's a low-scoring game. You take the 3 points. Now, I don't know what kind of explanation he could sit down and look me in a straight face and explain to me how he could not take the 3. You know, and then your team goes in there totally, discouraged, running into the locker room because you decided, no, we're not going to take the 3 and tie the game up.
And he was asked the question. He was asked the question at the presser today, and he goes, I refuse to answer it, so I'm just going to move on from it.
You know what? Hey, the guys bailed him out. See, now he was talking that team stuff. Now, I do agree with you.
Hey, wait a minute. See, wait a minute. Hey, I listened to that shit too. And Garry saw, hey, Coach, I got your back. Coach, I was like this. Holy shit, is this guy in I went just like this, Garry. Holy shit, is that guy in trouble?
Hey, you know the boys go. Who was over there telling them I got your back? We got your back.
Who said that? Who said? Who said? I want to ask them guys if they actually said that, because when he goes,
his back.
Hey, not all my decisions are the right decisions, but you know what I really get? I get a pat on the back from the guys telling me, "Hey, Coach, I got you." I was like this. This guy, hey Garry, it's like Stanford High versus Trumbull. I mean, I felt like I was watching an FCAC game, listening to a coach do a halftime speech. Holy shit, that was Harry High School.
I mean, can you believe that? I'm going like, where I was looking at the game, that because I'm doing this appearance, I'm over here like, I don't need to get in there acting stupid in front of these people. If all these people came in there to meet me and stuff, I'm going like, are you kidding me? You're not gonna. You are not going to kick. And then, all this razzle dazzle and stuff. I'm going like, man, come on, man. What are you doing?
Hey, I couldn't believe that press conference. I thought of you.
Is this pro football? Pro football, man.
Oh, my God, man. I was with you here. Garry, I got to ask you this one here. Listen to this here. Check it out.
Yeah.
So this guy Barkley's on pace for 1,989 yards rushing, 55.6 yards a carry. He's on pace for 23 touchdowns. He's also on pace for 57 catches for 350 yards and 6 touchdowns. So in theory, he's on pace for 2,400 total yards and 30 touchdowns at 5.6 a carry. Hey, you know what? I didn't know what this sign was going to be. The question mark will be, can he hold up with the volume of touches that he's doing right now in the first 3 weeks? But, boy, I'll tell you what. Is he not the best player in the league right now in the first 3 games of the year?
I'll tell you, I'm not really surprised. I'm not really that surprised because
best player in the league. I'm not saying on the team.
Yeah, with what I saw of him before, I'm going like, this dude is. I knew he was going to have a big year down here because I'm going like defensively. Just in looking at things he did with the way he was up there, is that they have 3 guys responsible for him like on every play when he's up in New York. But just in seeing his ability, that he's a very difficult one-on-one matchup. I don't care who it is with. As with a guy who's 4.4, 4.3 type speed, and hey, come on, there are times I had a guy like that. I'm telling telling that safety, dude, you have better be looking over here at me, man, because this dude turns up. You have better be over there. I'll tell him right in the huddle, hey, look. You see who?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody. There's no linebackers can really match up with him man to man like that because of speed. But the thing is, if you see him and you meet him and you're talking to him, you look how big the dude is. You go, man, look at this dude, man. He's a big back with that type of speed. And the thing that I don't think that they have really tapped into everything with the talent the Eagles have offensively. Now they got some guys hurt. But if they could utilize and utilize all the talent they have, get A.J. Brown back out there, get Devontae, get them all back out there. I don't care what defense they play. The defense is in a tough situation because you add him to these other guys that are physical specimens. I mean, A.J., man, you meet him. Is this dude playing linebacker? This dude is a wide receiver. With the way he is built, he's got a. There's nobody that matches up well with them. And that's the way AJ is. AJ is much like, AJ and Saquon are much the same. Guys that are just physical freaks that normally they would not be playing the position they're playing. They're big for their position, and they've got, breakaway speed. So you add the two, they're a very difficult matchup. I don't care who it is. It's a difficult matchup. So if they utilize the talent they have, the Eagles are going to be very tough to stop offensively as long as they take care of the ball. And that's why with Jalen, you don't have to force stuff. Yeah. Now, I know he was looking to, especially get down the red zone, man. You cannot be throwing interceptions in the end zone, Jalen. Come on, man. Dude, you're forcing the ball. You're forcing something. The guys are not open. If it's a kind of ball where
it's a high percentage plays. That's the
man.
one thing he doesn't do very well, Gary.
Can't do that.
He doesn't take he takes the riskier play than the sure play, and he doesn't believe in. It's kind of a hero ball a little bit, and like Brady didn't. Brady never took the big play. He took the play that was going to be the most successful play because he feels that the most successful plays will add up in the end versus those high percentage losses. And I think that's the one thing he still has to learn, Gary.
And Jalen's got to learn that they won. Yeah, I know. They've been very fortunate. I know. They've been very fortunate. They won those 2 games. But going forward, you can't expect to win those games. Don't force it. This team has got so much talent. And let them get healthy. And I tell you, teams are good defensively. Got a problem with Saquon Barkley. You cannot call a defense that's going to stop him, stop AJ, stop all of them. There's no defense that's going to be strong against all of that. So the defense is in a quandary. All they got to do is attack them, and it's very tough because both of those guys are physical specimens at their position. Very unique that you have guys this big and strong and fast all together.
2 last questions for you. By the way, folks, in honor of Garry Cobb. Okay, Black Knights right here. Black Knights football right here.
Yeah.
My former Paisan, or my Paisan friend is the head football coach down there now, Donnie. So he coached Catholic High. We don't have Catholic High any longer, so I'm officially a Black Knight guy. My father played for the Black Knights. So I follow Stanford High football. So I'm all over Stanford High. I've got the hats. I've got all the shirts and everything. So I'm officially a Craig Bingham, Garry Cobb.
All right.
You can go down the list of all the great players that have played there at Boyle Stadium. By the way, one of my favorite stadiums ever to play a game. They play the FCAC championship game. Let me get these last two ones here for you, Garry. Boy, I'll tell you what, heading into Tampa, and you know this as well as I do. I told people in our pre and post game or our post game show, I've only seen this about 4 times. When you got a guy vomiting because of concussions, that's usually a grade 1. You know, they grade them like this, 1, 2, and 3, and that gives you the level of the protocol of how long you're going to be in that protocol. And to me, that looked like a serious, when you're talking about a guy, sunlight is a problem for you. Your vertigo's off. That's an issue. Then the one on Devontae, then you got Beckham being injured. You had a bunch of people out there. Then Devontae Smith also. I mean, now you're looking at the war of attrition heading into Tampa, man. I mean, this could play a factor going into Tampa here because you may not have, get this, if you don't have AJ and you don't have Devontae, you're lining up Jahan Dotson, Paris Campbell, and you lose Covey too. He's out for 6 weeks. I mean, you're talking about Johnny Wilson. That's how you're going to attack a Todd Bowles defense.
Well, they got their work cut out for them, and you know, Todd Bowles is very good at putting pressure on a offense and being aggressive against them and attacking them with blitzes and everything. So they've got their work cut out for them. I was thinking, saying it's great they won this game and everything, but right away I started thinking about what you're saying, which is like how many guys did they lose in this game? I mean, hopefully, AJ will be able to get back. They need him back. Hopefully he'll be able to play because right away bringing him back, bring another weapon in there. But they definitely need these guys to come back quickly. I don't know that.
Would you run more 2 tight end set? I like that, Dave. Would you run 2 more tight end set if you don't have?
I probably, I think I would.
Devontae, you run 2 tight ends.
I think I would do that because
Alcantara did a pretty nice job this last game.
I think I would do that, and even if they end up bringing back, one of the tight ends they've had before, because he's not the best blocker.
Yeah,
he's not the best blocker. But the thing is, I think I would definitely do that because. That's where you want to do. They need to be able to run the ball, and they got to feel like we think we can run the ball against anybody. And then you go play action pass off of that. But the big thing is, again, you start thinking you're not all the way at full strength. So you come into the game figuring you're going to play a game that's going to be a close game, just like the last 2 games they played. So they got to take care of the football. Jalen, take care of the football, and we got to play smart, and we got to take advantage of our opportunities, but we definitely got to do a much better job of taking care of the football, or, that's going to be the key to us winning. But we think we can go down there and we can beat Tampa Bay. There's no reason we can't. We beat New Orleans, we can beat Tampa Bay too, but we got to play smart, and that same defense we got to take that same defense down there.
How about this, Garry? Finally here.
Mm-hmm.
Vic Fangio earned his money, bud. Let me tell you.
Yes, he did.
I'll tell you who else did.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Stoutland with Fred Johnson.
Yeah,
Steen,
I'm telling you.
Those 2 roll in there. I'll tell you, I thought one of the keys of the game was that the front 4 of the Saints couldn't get pressure on Hurts late in the game. Those 2 guys walked right in there, and there was no drop-off whatsoever when those guys were in there, and they did one. Now, I'm not assuming, and I'm not suggesting in any way you can put back-to-back games like that together, but they stepped in a heated moment and in a needed moment, and they excelled. That was great coaching by Jeff Stoutland and that organization.
Well, I tell you, Jeff Stoutland, just for being out there at practice and seeing the way he works those guys and the way he challenges them and he treats the backups. He has them go in there. You can see he's working them just like they're starters and putting the same demands on them. I think he's the best offensive line coach I've been around. The way, see the way he works and the way he gets the production out of those guys, the way he can send them in, and he's confident they can go in there and do the job. I tell you, they came through there, boy, because you look up and you see you got starters out of the game early. You
Cam Jordan's in there. I mean, you got some good ball players in there.
I mean, they did a great job. I mean, they did a great job. And, you know, you expect to see, Jalen running for his life the whole game, and it wasn't like that. So you got to take your hat off to him for the job he did. But I tell you what, he needs to talk to his boss, you know, because we need him. We need him to, you know, maybe he need to go have a talk with himself or something. He needs to talk to somebody, or maybe Howard needs to talk to him. Because you don't have to win the game. You just got to let these guys win the game. You know, the players got to ultimately win the game. Trying, you know, fancy dancy stuff. Come on, let's play solid football. We could tie a game going into halftime. We tied the game. We kicked the field goal.
He's terrible.
Come on, man.
He's terrible. Hey, I have to ask you one last one here.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you buying Zach Bond or are you not? Is he really that guy? Because look, he sucked out loud. Now, again, that's because the tackles got annihilated in front of him in that Atlanta game. It turned around. There's no coincidence that the linebacking core played very well in that game against the Saints because the two guys up front were killing people.
That's right.
Are you buying it? He's leading the NFL in solo tackles right now, Zach Bond. Are you buying him? And Gary, here's the hidden secret that people aren't looking at. Vic put him in a 52, a 61, a 34, a 43, and he fit into every one of those fronts. Mm-hmm. His versatility on him being able to use him in all those fronts. Yeah. Man, I got to tell you, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, the guy's a linebacker, you know, and see, when I look at a linebacker, I mean, I'm telling you, you know, because when playing the position, you know, you just got to have a feel for the game to where it's almost like they could drop you in the middle like of a desert or a forest, you know, like the Army guys, you know. But a lot of stuff is just instinctive. Either a guy has it or he doesn't. Meaning that when that ball goes that way, you got to know whether should I go which side I should go in pursuit of the ball. He's got that feel. So that's a linebacker. I mean, and he's got the feel for the game like that. And that is really the number one quality of a linebacker, a guy that makes a lot of plays. Because if you're not making a lot of plays, you don't need to be playing the position, you know. And it shows up right away. Because a lot of the things are instinctive. How does the guy go in order to be the guy that makes this tackle? And you can see he makes a lot of plays. That's something you can't go by. You can't train the guy that is either he's got it or he doesn't. And he has that. He has that instinct for going and making plays.
Gary, a coach has a 667 win percentage, and I'll ask you the question. When you see Nick Sirianni, do you see a Super Bowl championship coach?
You know what?
Do you?
No, I wouldn't say, you know, I think he can win it. I mean, look how close they came. So I think he can, but what he's got to do is don't try to impress people, man. Stop that. You know?
You got the job. You got the job. Stop. Dude, you got the job.
And I feel like he's trying to impress everybody. Dude, stop that. You know? Coach solid football, man. Come on, man. Kick the field goal. Stop it with the nonsense. And if you need to if he's got some little card over there, he's looking, rip that up.
Rip that card up. Hey, have Don slap it out of your hand. Do something, man.
That's right. Or have him slap him.
Yeah.
So he
you know, oh my God, that would be. Hey, wait, can you imagine Howie and Jeffrey Lurie going, hey, the next time he passes up on a field goal, tell Big Don to go over there and slap the shit out of him.
That's right. Hey, play solid football, you know, and again, I go back to the thing before a game when you know you got key players missing. We want to win this game. We don't care how ugly this game is. We're not going to score 40 points. Let's win this game. We're going to play smart football. Come on, man.
I got you. Gary, great stuff.
You know what? Some of that was so bad, man. I might not even let him on the plane, man. Golly.
Hey, you're taking a Greyhound home.
Hey, let him, going up. Like, how many hours, put him on the Greyhound.
I'm getting you an Uber. You ain't going back. Hey, you ain't going back on the team because I don't want you around them guys. I'm gonna put you in an Uber.
I could not
send you home in an Uber.
I could not believe what he was doing.
I know, man. And you know what? He can't justify it.
No, No way he could justify it.
Can you could actually say, Gary, in the first 3 weeks, the worst part of the game has been Nick Sirianni. First 3 weeks.
Hey. Dude, and you know what? Stop trying to impress people, man. Stop the nonsense. Come on. Stop the nonsense.
Hey, Gary, get him a Greyhound, and then you get a couple card drinks. They got a bar in the back usually in them new Greyhounds. You get yourself like what's a good white guy drink? Let me think.
Hey,
a rum and Coke.
Hey, yeah,
get him a rum and Coke.
Hey, they put him on that Greyhound with the hopes that he doesn't arrive in time for the next game.
No, they drop him off in Paramus. Hey, Gary, hey, where's Nick? He's in Paramus. Hey, Gary, thank you, my friend. Don't forget to catch our friend at Fox 29. Thank you, Gary.
Have a good one.
You got it, man. Yeah, how come? What happened to Nick? Yeah, he's in Paramus or New Brunswick. There you go, Yale. He's in New Brunswick. Hey, look at MG, too. I'm looking for a good white guy drink. He goes, how about a Fireball, Sills? An IPA. I hate IPAs. A vermouth. A Forte. Forte with something funny, finally. That is totally a white guy drink. Hey, can I have a vermouth? Hey, wait a minute. Can I have a martini with a green olive? I'm Italian also. I'm going to take the green olive versus the black olive. I got to take the green olive because, we're Italian, so we go green. I don't know. Nothing against the black olive because I like black olives. So I don't know. Wait a minute. Maybe I'll how about, because I want to be politically correct, I'll have a black olive and a olive. Yeah, a green olive. Is that cool? No Tom Collins. No, Big Sills don't drink Tom Collins, Jr. Tom Collins ain't working. Not happening. Bourbon. That's a total white guy drink. Crown Royal. Hey, MG, right? Yeah, MG, I think I have to, because we want to be politically correct here on the show, we'll have a green olive and a black olive. I don't know about a martini, though. An Arnold Palmer. Hey, you're going to find this weird. I actually like Arnold Palmers. Des goes, Sills, did you see what I posted from the Saints game? I'm not sure I did. Look at Yale of Bombay. All right, I'm going to reset this bad puppy here. Where are we? Bloody Mary. Oh, where are we on the like list right now? Roy Rogers. You guys are stupid funny. You guys have been great today, man. Where are we on the like list, guys? Your super chats have been sensational today. Gin and tonic. I actually used to drink them weirdo drinks. Yeah. 459. Thank you, Jack. Hey, guys, do you think we could get to 500? Wouldn't that be great to start the week off with 500 likes? 470. We got 30 likes to go in the final hour. 500 likes from you guys. Knowing some of you, there's probably 470 dislikes as well. Look at Kyle. I want 600. All right, let's hit that bad puppy. We'll reset. Also, we will look at week 3 of the National Football Week there too. There were some performances that were great, some that weren't. Got a ton of stuff to hit on here. Please hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.